Welcome back to the channel. This is part 2 of building my miter station. So in this video, I am focused on building the drawers, the drawer faces, and the cabinet doors. Ooh, soft close. And we're also going to get a top put on this guy. So stick around, you're not going to want to miss it. Hit the like and subscribe. Subscribing doesn't cost anything, and it notifies you when there's new videos. So go do that. I start the drawers by breaking down all the components with the track saw. Same process I used for the cabinet boxes. Everything here is Baltic birch plywood. It's stable, strong, and perfect for shop cabinetry. Just like before, I oversized every rough cut by about 1/4 inch in both directions. Then I brought everything to final dimension on the table saw. It's a little more work, but those crisp, clean edges are worth it every time. These pieces here are the drawer box parts cut from 1/2 inch plywood. Next, I move on to the drawer faces. These are cut from 3/4 inch plywood, and I make sure to mark each one as I go so I can keep the grain flowing consistently across the drawers. That small detail makes a big visual difference when everything's installed. For the drawer bottoms, I'm using 1/4 inch plywood, lightweight but plenty strong once it's captured in a dado. Now I'm setting up to cut the dados. I don't have a dado stat cartridge for my saw stop, so I cut the groove in 2 passes. Make one cut, bump the fence slightly, and finish it out. Before committing, I tested everything off camera on scrap to dial in a perfect fit for the 1/4 inch bottoms. No guessing when it comes to joinery. With the grooves done, it's time for pocket holes. I'm using a small diameter drill guide and the Craig jig since these drawer boxes are 1/2-inch plywood. For fasteners, I'm going with a number 7 1-inch pan head screw. They bite perfectly without risking blowout. So here's the pieces I cut out for my drawers. This is the front piece, and it has pocket holes in it, so they'll be hidden by a face. And then the back also has pocket holes that will point towards the back of the cabinet. Now I made a little bit of a mistake with these pocket holes in that I don't have any way to clamp these, and it was really difficult to get a screw and get these things lined up right. And the whole point of using the pocket holes was for strength, yes, but also when you put these together, the side of the drawer is clean and doesn't have any nails or anything in it. Unfortunately, I have to abandon that idea. I'm still going to use the pocket holes, but I'm going to go ahead and glue and brad nail these boxes together, and then go back later after the glue's dry and put the pocket hole screws in. And then the way this is constructed is this is the front of the drawer, and these are the sides. And then here we have the back of the drawer, and you see the back is lower, and the reason for that is that I will be able to slide in my 1/4-inch plywood bottom down here and just secure it to the back of this. And these are fairly easy to build. Here I'm installing the matching halves of the drawer slides that were already mounted in the cabinet boxes. Since I planned everything out during the design phase, I just set my combo square to the exact depth, pre-drill, and lock them in. With all the parts cut, I shift my focus to edge banding the drawer fronts. Same process as before, iron it on, trim the excess, quick sanding, and they're ready for finish. To line up the drawer fronts, I'm using handy shims. They come in precise increments, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16, even 32nd of an inch. So dialing in clean, even gaps is simple. I actually installed these a little differently than usual. Normally I'd start at the bottom and work up, but in this case, a consistent drawer gap on the top mattered more than a tiny overhang at the bottom. I align each face carefully, fasten through the pre-drilled hardware holes, then take the drawer to the bench to secure everything from the inside and install the hardware. Next up, hinges. I install the hinges on the doors first, then mount the doors to the cabinet. So for the top of this, I am using butcher block, and it's 1.5 inches thick, and it's really nice and heavy. This piece weighs about 25 pounds, and I got this on Amazon in a 5-foot length, and it's actually more affordable than what I could get here locally. This is birch, and it's finger jointed, and I do have a couple of offcuts I was looking at, and it's actually constructed really well. There's no voids in it. It's laminated really nicely. So I think, it should work well. That did not break at the glue joint, by the way. So I have all my tops set in place, and you'll notice here I have an extra long top, and that is because eventually there's going to be a workbench over there. So I have that spaced out so that I can put one there later, and I'll have a nice long countertop to work with. This turned out really well. It fits in there very snug and perfect, and I left an overhang on everything about 3/4 of an inch and 1 inch in the front and around the side here. So all I have left to do is to sand and stain this and get it installed. For finish, I'm using the same Natura 1-Coat hard wax oil as before, but this time in black. I wasn't completely sure how it would look on the butcher block, but once it went on, I knew it was the right call. It adds contrast, depth, and ties the whole miter saw station together. So I spent the last few minutes just getting this table leveled out. It was about a 32nd of an inch low on this side, so I just shimmed it up and screwed everything down. So everything's level now. I'm not going to put a T-track in this at this time. I may do that in the future, but I really don't want to cut into this top just yet until I'm really sure about how I want this set up. But overall, I'm really happy with this. It's got a lot of nice deep drawers for storage here, which I really badly need. The top is great. I was originally going to go with plywood, and I'm happy I went with this. It was a little more expensive, but it's 1.5 inch solid wood, and it really makes this thing solid. I'm really happy with that. I am going to be wrapping this shop with this butcher block for a workbench, which I think is going to turn out really nice. But all in all, I'm really happy with how it functions. I like how it looks, and yeah, I think it'll give me many years of use. So with that said, that's it for me today. Thank you for sticking around and watching, and I'll see you on the next one.